Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Steve's Random Stuff. I am back at soggy and wet Lake Sonoma today. This will be a report, lake conditions for April 16th, I believe it is, 2022. Currently idling down past the marina, heading over to the Warm Springs side. Haven't been over that part of the lake since probably November of last year, so it's been a while. Check it out, see what it's like, maybe do some on the water shots so you can see what it looks like. As far as lake conditions right now, I got a water temperature of 57 degrees, which is about the same as what it was last week when I launched the boat. Big thing this past week has been the weather. You know, if you saw last week's report, the big deal last week was the wind. We had gusts 25-30 miles an hour all day long. That wind kind of continued for a couple days. We had off and on scattered showers all week, but more importantly is the weather temperature never really got over 70 degrees all week, and overnight lows were down into the upper 30s. So we'll see what kind of effect that has on the bite. My buddy James is up here on Thursday. Said he had 7 fish in 5 hours, and the bite had kind of slowed down for him. And he's a guy that comes out here almost weekly as well. So be interesting to see what happens. We do have a full moon tonight, so maybe that'll get some of those fish up on beds to spawn. But we're gonna check it out. We'll hit Warm Springs and then maybe head back down to Brush Creek and maybe even Dry Creek later in the afternoon. This weather's supposed to break. It's kind of stopped raining right now. I think when I launched the boat it was 50 degrees in the parking lot or at the ramp. Outside temperature. Supposed to get up I think about 62, 63. We may even see some sunshine today. But I'm gonna try, some different things. Last week was all mostly on Texas rig. Gonna try a couple different things. I got a floating worm, I got a crankbait, I got a tip from a reliable source. My son, that he caught all his fish last week, or mostly on a crankbait. Shallow running, because again those fish are in the 0 to 5 foot range. Also got a rip bait tied on. I'm gonna try that out. Of course I got my swim jig, a few other things. So we'll see what happens. We'll give it a shot. We'll let you know kind of later in the day how the bite's going. Kind of again show you some on the water shots of what the lake's looking like over in Warm Springs, and then again head back over the other side of the lake. All right, so stay tuned. We'll talk to you later. Have a good day. All right, folks. Here's the first on the lake report. It's almost 9 o'clock. Haven't been on the water even an hour yet. Caught one small fish on a Lucky Craft flash minnow. This is Warm Springs side. That's the big island right there in front of you. Pan around into this cove so you can see what it looks like. That is the end of the lake. Not much water back here. There is a bunch of water coming in right there in the creek. You can probably see the ripples. So the storm last night is bringing water to the lake. We'll see what that does over the next week or so. Like I said, it rained really hard last night. Not sure how many inches, but it was a pretty good storm. Kind of wakes you up at night, wondering what the heck's going on out there. Anyways, let me spin around here on the other side. You can just see the lake level. The sun is coming out already. Actually, it's pretty warm right now. It's a big difference from just an hour ago when it was drizzling and rain. So there's the back of the island, which isn't an island right now. There was a family of deer up there on the hill, but they've moved on. So we'll talk to you later. All right, folks, I'm in my next spot here. Just caught my second fish, third fish of the day, second fish in this cove. Not a big fish, but they're a little deeper today. And a nice keeper, pretty fat, a little red on the bottom, so he's been kind of working a bed somewhere. Kind of what I switched to here, kind of old school technique. A Therolite trick worm. Just wacky rigging that. I got a nail weight down here in the head to get it down the bottom, probably about 8-9 feet deep. I'm in the Party Cove. It's kind of on the west side of the ski area. Just throwing this out on a spinning rod, let it sink to the bottom. And like I said, 2 fish so far on this. and had another bite. Bites are pretty soft, not really feeling it, but give that a try next time you're out here. Theralite trickworm. Talk to you later. All right, folks, I'm at the very back of this cove, which is I call Party Cove. It's off the main lake. Just caught another one. Nice chunky, healthy bass. Water temperature back here is about 59. You can see the waterfall behind me. That is the end of this cove. Nice water clarity is really good. Some areas in this creek coming in is probably 7-8 feet deep. You can see pretty good. This is a deep part of the lake, good water depth. Not much as far as structure and cover, just a few trees along the bank. But yeah, 3 fish here so far. Gonna work back out and see what else I can catch on that Theralite trickworm. Talk to you later. All right, folks, getting towards the midday update. It's about 11:15. I am up in the Warm Spring side, kind of by the campgrounds. You see the campgrounds are way up there. Anyways, kind of pan around. This is kind of looking up the creek. Right there in front of me on the tree, you can see the white head. That's a bald eagle. Saw him fly down and swooped up a small little fish, and he's chowing down on a meal up there in the tree. Not sure how close I can get to it. Let's see if I can zoom in a little. But I've seen bald eagle up here in the past, and I know there's probably at least 2 pair around the lake. Seen them on the other side of the lake as well. But this is some of the things that you see when you're out here on the lake in the springtime. Probably as it warms up, you'll probably start seeing some turkeys. Like I say, we always see some deer. See if I can move around here, kind of get an idea of what the lake looks like. I don't think there's much water up there on that corner, but we'll take a look. Just doing a little bird watching. Water depth up here, I'm in about 22 feet and about 57.7 degrees on the water temperature. But just thought I'd share that with you. Beautiful bald eagle. Having a little snack. All right, back to fishing. We'll talk to you later. All right, everybody. There's a Warm Springs update. I am down here, or up here, kind of at the end of the creek. Right there is about the end of the creek. It's only about 3 foot deep out there in that little gap by that point on the right side. The water coming down the creek is pretty dirty. Really, visibility drops way off. Water temperature is about 57.5. Like I say, I pan around here. This is looking back down towards the campground area. Circle back around here. And up here in this rock area is a nice waterfall coming in right here. I'll probably fish that little spot before I head out of here and head down to Brush Creek. So yeah, that's about it. I got up here, I threw my Lucky Craft flash minnow, caught one right off the bat over by the trees. And just kind of working a bunch of different baits, seeing what I can find, and really just exploring, checking out the lake, enjoying nature. So there you have it. That's the end of Warm Springs for now. We'll get some more water. We'll see what the storm does over the next week, and we'll check back with you later. All right, folks, this is kind of the last on the water lake condition update. I am back in Brush Creek. This is looking towards the main lake right here, coming through these trees. It's got a little tunnel that's right there. You can see right in the center. Spin around here. Nice open pocket back here. Caught a couple fish back here, one on a Mr. B spinnerbait and one on the trickworm. That is the end of the creek right there. You can get back in those trees. It's not much water, but you can get back in there a little bit with the wind. I'm just not going to do it today. But if it's calm, you can probably get back in there a little bit. At least you can fish around that corner. search around. Come around this side, you can kind of see that is the creek that's normally there, but again, we're high and dry. Got this nice ledge along the side, something to keep in mind when the lake gets backed up. And back around to these trees. So that's a look at Brush Creek. Water temperature right now is 58 degrees and about 1:30 in the afternoon. Kind of similar conditions. The lake clarity here is not quite as good as in the Warm Springs side. Warm Springs, at times I can see down 7, 8 feet really. Pretty clear on that side of the lake. This side, again, 2 to 3 foot visibility, similar to last week. You can probably hear the wind is picked up on this side of the lake, so another windy day, not quite as bad as last week. So there's your look at Brush Creek, and we'll talk to you later once I get off the water. Thanks for watching. All right, folks, that is a wrap for today. Overall, kind of a slow bite compared to last week, which is kind of expected since we had this cold front going through this week and a storm that blew through last night. Overall, I think I got 11 fish, 5 on that trick worm, a couple on a rip bait, a couple on a Mr. B spinner bait, and then I finished today with 2 on a shaky head, and then the third one actually came off on that shaky head at the boat. But typical spring pattern. You know, 1 week they're up on the beds with the warm weather. Next week the cold front comes through and it pushes those fish out off the breaks, and so catching fish out in 8 to 10 feet. Talked to my son, Mr. Bass Slayer Baits, and he was catching fish 12 to 15 foot, going a little deeper. That's just kind of where the fish are today, and that's just kind of fishing. It's kind of how it goes. I'll probably be back out here in a couple weeks. Once the weather warms up a bit, maybe those fish will get back up on beds and see how it goes then. But until then, tight lines, and stay tuned for upcoming videos. I'm planning on doing something in the near future about kind of about the channel, where it started, where it's going, and kind of a little bit about myself as well. I'll give you kind of some background. And then just kind of wish everybody happy Easter. Have a good time with the family. Take care and stay safe.